watching KWQC TV, making a difference in the Quad Cities.
KWQC TV6 News starts with first alert weather.
Dangerously cold wind chills led to school delays and cancellations earlier this morning as the coldest air so far this season settled into eastern Iowa and western Illinois. These are a look at those low temperatures recorded earlier this morning, 10 to as much as 16 degrees below zero. And we continue with an extreme cold warning until noon for the Quad Cities and the TV6 viewing area. And that's just one of several alerts encompassing 40 of the 50 states, including those along the Gulf Coast. The first alert day for the dangerous cold does continue as we track those very cold temperatures. Thanks so much for joining us for Quad Cities Today at 11. I'm Kiel alongside Teresa Bryant here in the First Alert Weather Center, and we continue with those dangerous wind chills really throughout the day as our temperatures start to creep above zero this afternoon.
Well, yeah, but still plenty cold out there, and you can see that across much of the plains and into the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes region. And here in the Quad Cities area, we are still under that first alert day, which remains in effect until 6 a.m. Wednesday. Here's what's happening across the region right now. We're at 2 below zero in Moline, -4 in Davenport and Maquoketa, -5 in Clinton and Savannah, 2 below zero in Burlington, with winds that are moving out of the southwest now at about 15 to 25 miles per hour, and some gusts that are even cold or stronger, making it feel a lot colder out there. It feels like 23 below in Davenport and Moline. And those exact track feels like temperatures as we take a look, not so bad through the rest of this afternoon. We will see them in the teens below zero, but by tomorrow afternoon we start to see some improvement with actual feels like temperatures above zero for a change. Still, we are under an extreme cold warning until noon today for the entire TV6 viewing area. Temperatures for our area, well, they're expected to remain very cold, with highs only reaching 6 above.
Along with your first alert forecast, we are tracking several businesses and government offices that have closed for the day. Several school districts, as we mentioned, were delayed or canceled today. You can get a full list of closing and delays on our website, KWQC.com. You can just click the orange tab at the top of the home page. You can also find these closing and delays on our TV6 News app, as well as the KWQC First Alert Weather app. And while we're experiencing the deep freeze here in Iowa and Illinois, something we are accustomed to, the South is getting slammed with what the National Weather Service calls a generational winter storm event. Bone-chilling temperatures have 40 million people from Texas to the Carolinas under winter weather alerts. Cities not accustomed to the harsh cold weather are also bracing for potentially historic snowfall. Temperatures dropped below freezing Monday night in Texas. A blizzard warning was issued for the first time for parts of the Texas and Louisiana Gulf Coast. That area could see wind gusts up to 35 miles per hour, along with several inches of snow, leading to hundreds of flights being canceled. Snowfall totals are expected to break records dating back to at least 1963, possibly rivaling records set back in the late 1800s. Several states along the Gulf Coast have already declared states of emergency as the snow continues to fall. NBC's Priscilla Thompson is on the ground in snowy Houston, Texas, with an update this midday.
Well, as you can see here in Houston, the snowflakes are coming down. This is not something that we are used to seeing here. You've got these massive snowflakes coming down, and just the ground is completely covered. This is certainly more than a dusting. Across the city and really across this region, you have got businesses that are closed, schools that are closed. All of the major airports here in Houston are also closed, and there are states of emergencies declared in places like Louisiana, Arkansas, as they are preparing for all of this snow that is coming in. And the really big concern for officials is the roadways. They do not want people on these roads. A number of these southern cities don't have snow plows to help clear that out. And so it's going to take waiting until the snow begins to melt, which could take a couple of days because of these below freezing temperatures that we're expected to see for at least the next 24 hours. Back to you.
Continuing coverage back here at home this midday after a large fire in Lee County, Illinois. Several fire departments from surrounding areas responded to a home in Harmon, Illinois just before 6 p.m. Monday. The fire was located just to the southwest of Harmon. Again, that's in Lee County, Illinois. We have that mapped out here on your screen. The home was located in the 500 block of Ryan Road. Now, firefighters not only battled this fire, but the dangerously cold wind chills When TV6 arrived on scene around 9 p.m., approximately 14 tankers were on scene as firefighters worked to get the fire contained. Firefighters tell TV6 that the house began to collapse after being fully engulfed. Everyone in the home was accounted for. TV6 is working to learn more information, including the cause of the fire. Stay with us on air and online for updates. The Sterling Fire Department, Illinois State Fire Marshal, and Whiteside County Sheriff's Office continues to investigate a deadly fire in rural Sterling. It happened Sunday afternoon at 5000 Mill Street. Upon arrival, fire crews found smoke and fire throughout the home. They tried several times to get inside, but the flames were too much. However, a tip did lead them back to the scene yesterday. That's where this video is from. That's where they found one person dead inside.
Yeah, information last night was received that there possibly could have been someone inside the residence due to the massive fire that was going on. The fire personnel were not even able to do a complete search of the residence. And then as the fire continued, there was collapsing of the roof and stuff. So as soon as daylight broke, we knew we had to come back here and try and do a recovery mission.
The name of the victim has not been released and the cause of fire remains under investigation. A man from Key West, Iowa is facing charges in Scott County after police say he sent harassing emails, texts, and calls to the Scott County Sheriff's Office and the County Attorney's Office. Jacob Pouch sent messages demanding that the domestic violence charges be dropped against his brother. He faces 6 total charges, including hate crime, stalking, and bribery. He remains in the Scott County Jail on a $100,000 cash-only bond as of this morning. He has a preliminary trial on January 28th. Coming up on Quad Cities Today at 11, after a day of celebration, President Trump got to work signing executive orders. The latest from Washington after the break.
You're watching TV6 News with Kyle Kiel.